tell me as to what was the first question and how did we start? I'm just
First
revising.
question.
Yeah, continue. Limit x square minus 5 as x tends to 2. What does x tends to 2 mean?
That x is not equal to 2, x is very near to 2.
X tending to 2 means x is not equal to 2. That's very important. What is next? X is?
Very near to 2.
Exactly. That means x can be what? It can be less
Uh,
than 2.
yeah, or more than 2.
999. And how do you denote that?
X tends to 2
Minus.
minus.
X tends to 2 minus. I hope that's understood. In a similar way,
Yeah.
a number just bigger than 2, 2.0000000011111 kind of this. And this means x tends to 2 plus. That now in a normal sum of this kind or any sum, the very first step should be what?
You substitute and see what answer you
Substitute
get.
and see. If you get a proper number, a proper answer, 0 still it is fine. It's your answer. If you have infinity as your answer, you check it once again. Right? You check it once again as to whether it is getting to infinity or there are any ways by which you can avoid that. Right? Now,
Right.
here you're getting a proper answer -1. So that's your answer. No issues. Your calculation obviously has to be correct to get a correct answer. Then we've shifted to the next sum of this kind. Now in this sum, when you substitute 3, what did you get? 0 upon?
0 upon 0.
So 0 upon 0 obviously cannot be equal to 0 as people think, cannot be equal to infinity. And some people think 0, 0 cuts out to give you 1. They all are incorrect. What is it? What did I say? 0 by 0 is?
Indeterminate.
Indeterminate. That is same as infinity by infinity. So whenever you have question of this kind, what do? There are 3 options that I gave you. What are the 3 options? You
Factorize, rationalize.
rationalize or use formula. Right? Formula I've written just got erased, it seems. Where is it? Yeah. Formula. We can use formulas. Now in this case, what do you do? See this. In this case, we have x square minus 3. I wrote it as x minus 3, x plus 3. What is x cube minus 27? How do you express that?
A cube minus B cube. So
Yeah, perfect. A cube minus B
minus
cube. So
B
it is x minus 3 into this factor. X minus 3
yeah.
cancels out and a substitution, you get the answer as 2 by 9. I hope that's understood. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, the next sum. Again, in this sum, you tried substituting, you get 0 by 0. This was the sum. Only this part was the sum. Yeah. This part.
Yeah.
Right? This part was a sum. The remaining I have just added up to get the answer. So the initial
So
question
that's just rationalizing.
only this much. Right? Okay. I multiplied it and divided by this. That means I rationalized it with a view that I could cancel certain things and avoid getting 0. So rationalize and I got 25 cancel. I also have h cancel in the numerator denominator. I substituted and I have the answer. Did you understand this?
Yeah.
This? Okay.
Sorry?
Once done with this, yeah, you wanted to say something?
So your voice is cutting.
Okay. I'll try to check it out as to what's the problem. Right now, just continue and see the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, in this particular question, what do I have next is I take certain questions of infinity. Limit as x tending to infinity. Now, always understand whenever we have a question of limit extending to infinity, and for example, I have a constant, k is a constant, upon x. So when x is tending to infinity, denominator is infinite. If the denominator is infinite, then what would this fraction turn out to be? 0.
0.
Did you understand this? Now, this would be just x. It can be x raised to any power. Still, the answer would be same. Did you understand this? So in such case, if you have a question of this kind, limit x tending to infinity, x raised to 5 minus x square minus 3x cube plus x raised to 4 upon denominator here has x4 plus 3x raised to 5 minus 3x square, such sum. Then how do you solve it? Always see the highest power of x. Always see the highest power of x. Right? Divide by highest power of x in the numerator and denominator. So you divide numerator and denominator by highest power of x. That is, in this case, it is x raised to 5. I hope that's understood. So once you do this, what happens? Just check. Limit x tends to infinity. You have numerator x raised to 5 minus x square minus 3x cube plus x raised to 4. You divide it by x raised to 5. Numerator, you have, denominator, may you have this term. Just check. And you divide by x raised to 5. Now what will happen? Just check out. Limit as x tends to infinity. Here, x raised to 5 upon x raised to 5 becomes 1 minus x cube. Do you agree, Ashi? Next, tell me. 3 upon
minus 3 upon x square.
That's perfect. Next is
plus 1 upon 3 x cube.
1 upon x. X is to 4 5. So it's 1 upon x, right?
Oh, wait, 1 upon x. What?
Yeah. Denominator, tell me what will happen.
1 upon x.
Next.
Plus 3.
Minus
3 upon x cube.
That's perfect, right? Now you apply limit to each and every term. Always remember, limit of a constant is same number. Limit x tends to a of any constant is same constant. 1 will happen. What will happen? 1. What did you say? Pardon?
As in, like, I didn't get what limit x tends to a.
Limit of constant is constant. When you apply any constant number, it remains constant.
Okay.
Right? So in this way, when I say limit of 1 remains as 1 minus limit of this number, try understanding. When we did this, if I apply limit to this number, what will happen to this number?
It'll become...
We did this, right? See this?
Yeah.
So it becomes what? 0. If you in the denominator, x tends to infinity, will make it infinity in the denominator. So 1 up, it becomes 0, no?
Yeah.
0 minus 0 plus 0. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Denominator will have 0 plus 3 minus 0. So your answer is 1 by 3.
1 by 3.
Just go through this. I hope this is understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go ahead with the next question. Okay. Now, this was the limit as x tends to infinity, right? Yeah. Now, you can go ahead with many such questions. Okay. Now, next question that I can think of is, say, I give you a question of this kind. Limit. Now, let me just describe a bit of continuity also. Now, try understanding. Continuity, when we say a simple English word to be understood in the simplest way is, if you have two graphs, obviously by seeing this at a point, at this point, if this point is A and the function is f of x, this is g of x, can I say f of x is continuous at A? Because what do you see is at this point there's a continuity. In a similar way, g of x is discontinuous at x equal to A. Do you understand this? Simple. You see a discontinuity. There's not a continuity here. There's a gap in between, right? And the same thing, how do you check out? The same thing, how do you check out with the functions where you don't have the graphs given? What do? You check it out by certain method, wherein if I give you a question of this kind, just check. There's a function f of x. F of x is x square minus 3 for x greater than 2, right? And for x greater than 2 or x not equal to 2, make it more easy, x not equal to 2, and its value given is for example 0 when x is equal to 2. Now this is a function defined. It's not something that I am doing it out of some calculation. This is a question given to you, and they'll ask you whether the function is continuous. Check continuity at x equal to 2. Then what
Right.
you take, you find limit of this value. So limit as x tends to 2, x square minus 3 you find out. And this turns out to be how much? 1. Do you
Yeah.
understand this? That's your first.
Yeah.
Second step is you find f of 2. F of 2 means what? In place of x, you will put 2. But then you won't use
Yeah.
function. You'll use this function. Why? Because for x equal to 2, it is defined as 0. So f of 2 is 0. Third step. If limit x tends to 3 of function was equal to f of x tends to 2, hai na? Yeah. Limit
That's
to 2 of f of x is same as f of 2. Then function is continuous. Then function is continuous. In our case, it is not equal, and hence the
right.
function becomes discontinuous. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Am I very clear? So whenever you have a question
Yeah.
of this kind, what you do is you first find the value, limit of this thing at this point. Then you find f of that value. If both are equal, then function is continuous. If not equal, function is discontinuous. Am I very clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you can have questions of this type also. You have questions of this kind also, like in piecewise definition. Yeah. f of x is equal to, for example, 5x square minus 3 for x greater than 2, right? So you can have it as 17 for x equal to 2, equal to 4x plus for x less than 2. Now see, this obviously means x is not equal to 2, but they have piecewise definition given. In such cases, what do? You find limit x tends to 2 minus, you find limit x tends to 2 plus, and you find f of 2. If they all are equal, function is continuous. Now what does x tends to 2 minus means? X less than 2?
Yeah.
Do you understand that? So for x less than 2,
Yeah.
what is the function?
4x plus 9.
Okay, substitute, and what is the answer? 8 plus 9, 17. Do you
17.
agree? Okay.
Yeah.
For x tends to 2 plus, what does that mean? X greater than 2?
Yeah.
Greater than 2,
So
what is the function?
5x square minus 3.
Okay, the function is 5x square minus 3. Do you understand this? Clear?
Again 17.
Limit, what do you get?
17.
17 again. Okay. Again 17 you got. And what is f of 2?
F of
F
2
of 2, see this?
is
It is 17 again?
17.
Okay, so you can say since left hand limit, this is known as left hand limit. Since left hand limit is equal to right hand limit, c equal to f of 2, therefore f of x is continuous at x equal to 2. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Am I very clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Right? So these are all the kind of sums that you'll be having. Done? Now we can practice
Yeah.
questions. Before that, hold on.